Imagine this. 1 hour a day, that's all it takes to transform your life. No magic, no shortcuts, just 1 hour consistently spent on purpose, creating change that stacks up over time. Think about it. What if you stopped waiting for someday and started today? What if the life you've been dreaming of is actually just 1 hour of effort away? Now, I know what you're thinking. 1 hour a day, can that really make a difference? Oh, I'll tell you this. Every extraordinary person you've ever admired didn't get there by chance. They got there by making one decision every single day to spend just a small, deliberate amount of time moving toward their vision. And that's what I'm going to show you today. You don't need a 12-hour marathon or a radical transformation. You only need 1 hour a day. It's in this hour that your future begins. And today, right here, you're about to learn how to use that hour to unlock the power of your daily decisions, to create momentum, and to finally start living the life you've been putting off. The key to your breakthrough is not far away. It's in that next hour, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use it. We're all searching for that big breakthrough, right? That moment when everything changes. But what if I told you that the breakthrough is already in your hands? It's not in some distant future or some perfect moment that you're waiting for. It's in the next hour you choose to spend intentionally. That's right, just 1 hour. You see, the power of 1 hour isn't just about time, it's about what you do with it. People often think that success comes from doing something massive, something monumental. But what I've learned and what I'm here to tell you today is that success isn't a single moment of glory. It's the accumulation of small decisions that compound over time, like compound interest working its magic. If you can dedicate just 1 hour a day, focused, consistent, purposeful, that hour becomes your secret weapon. It's where you build momentum. It's where small actions turn into something huge. Think about it. What could happen if you spent just 1 hour a day focused on your health, your wealth, your relationships, or your personal growth? Over time, that hour adds up. After a week, you have 7 hours. After a month, 30 hours. And by the end of a year, that's 365 hours. What could you do with 365 hours? Could you learn a new skill? Could you improve your fitness, grow your business, or develop deeper, more meaningful relationships? Absolutely. But here's the kicker. What happens if you don't make that hour count? What happens if you waste it? Well, we all know what happens. Time slips away, and before you know it, another year has passed, and you're still in the same place. That's the power of neglecting small daily decisions. They may seem insignificant at the time, but they pile up just the same. It's either you make those small decisions work for you or they work against you. Now, I'm not saying that 1 hour will change your life overnight. This isn't about instant gratification. It's about gradual, unstoppable growth. Imagine putting in 1 hour a day towards your goals. Sure, it might feel like a small step at first, but when you look back, you'll realize that every minute you spent intentionally moved you forward, and that is where the magic happens. But here's where most people get it wrong. They're so focused on a big breakthrough that they forget to commit to the process. They want results now, and they're waiting for that lightning bolt moment of change. The truth is, those moments are rare. Success comes from showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're not seeing immediate results. If you commit to one focused hour a day, it becomes the foundation of everything else you're working toward. And you don't have to be perfect. In fact, perfection is the enemy of progress. Don't let the fear of messing up hold you back from taking action, because consistency will always win over perfection. If you can show up every day for that 1 hour, you're going to look back 1 year from now and be amazed at how far you've come. It's not the big gestures that create lasting success. It's the small, consistent efforts. What I want you to understand is that the power of 1 hour isn't just about time. It's about intention. It's about making the decision that today, no matter how busy or overwhelming life gets, you're going to spend just 1 hour building the future you want. This hour doesn't have to be all-encompassing or intense, but it does need to be intentional, focused, and relentless. You have 24 hours in your day. 1 hour is just 4% of your total day. That's it. That small commitment is enough to completely transform your life over time. Are you ready to step into your future? Are you ready to commit to just 1 hour a day to start shaping your life the way you know it should be? It's in this 1 hour that your new path begins. Let me ask you something. How often do you choose comfort over growth? It's a question that's so easy to ignore, but it's the one that holds most people back from living the life they truly want. Comfort is the enemy of progress. When you choose what feels easy, what's familiar, you stay stuck. The path to greatness is not about staying comfortable. It's about pushing past your fears and embracing a little bit of discomfort every day. And here's the thing. That's how you grow. It's how you expand. It's how you become someone who isn't just dreaming about success, but is actually living it. What if I told you that 1 hour a day spent deliberately stepping out of your comfort zone could completely change the course of your life? It's in those moments of discomfort that the real transformation begins. Think about it. Every time you do something that scares you, something that makes you uncomfortable, you stretch yourself, you expand, and when you repeat that process over time, you end up becoming a different version of yourself, a version that is stronger, more resilient, more capable of handling whatever life throws your way. That 1 hour where you push through the discomfort is the training ground for your success. Now, I know it's easy to get caught up in the idea that growth should feel easy, that success should come without struggle, but nothing worth having comes without challenge. If you've ever looked at someone you admire, someone you consider successful, you've probably seen their polished exterior, their achievements, their confidence. But here's the secret. What you don't see is the countless hours they spent doing things that were uncomfortable, the risks they took, the moments they felt vulnerable, the discomfort was there every step of the way. It's not about avoiding discomfort. It's about learning how to move through it. In that 1 hour a day, you have the chance to embrace the discomfort, whether it's the discomfort of getting up early to work on your goals when you'd rather sleep, or the discomfort of saying something difficult to someone you care about, or even the discomfort of pushing through physical exhaustion at the gym. All of it is growth. Here's the truth. If you want to make extraordinary progress in your life, you have to embrace discomfort as part of your journey. You don't get to decide to have an extraordinary life without the discomfort that comes with it. But the beauty of it is, as you lean into discomfort day after day, you start to realize that it's not so uncomfortable anymore. What once seemed impossible becomes easier. What once scared you now excites you because you've rewired your brain to see discomfort as a signal of growth, not a warning sign to turn back. And it doesn't have to be some huge life-altering change every day. Small, consistent actions that make you uncomfortable, like having that tough conversation, taking that first step toward a new project, or even just sitting with your fears instead of running away from them. These little acts compound over time. They start to define the person you're becoming. In fact, they define the person you already are, the person who chooses to show up and push past the excuses. The person who's committed to a future that's bigger than the present. So ask yourself, what discomfort can you embrace today? What small, courageous step can you take in the next hour that will begin to stretch your comfort zone? Because if you want to break free from mediocrity and start living the life you've always dreamed of, you must choose discomfort over comfort. It's the only way to grow. And that 1 hour a day where you face those fears, step into the unknown, and take action despite the discomfort, is the difference between living a life of ordinary and becoming the person you were always meant to be. Every day you're making decisions, small decisions that you might not even notice, but those decisions are shaping your future. And let me tell you something, Your future is built in the moments you decide who you are. You are not defined by what you say you want, by the goals you set, or by the vision you have in your mind. No. You are defined by the choices you make in the present, by the micro decisions you make each day in each moment. Think about it for a second. What did you do when you woke up this morning? How did you feel when your alarm went off? What did you do right after you got out of bed? Every little decision, from whether or not you snooze your alarm to how you approach your first task of the day, is shaping the person you are becoming. The person who you are today is a result of those daily decisions that you've made in the past. And if you want to change your future, you don't have to make massive changes. You just need to change the small decisions you're making every day. The way you show up for yourself in those little moments matters more than you realize. Because here's the thing, the identity you hold in your mind drives every action you take. If you see yourself as a person who isn't capable, who doesn't deserve success, or who is, it's just average, then every decision you make will be filtered through that lens. But if you change your identity even slightly, if you start seeing yourself as someone who deserves the life they want, who is capable of doing hard things, who is worthy of success, your actions will follow. You'll show up differently. Your choices will start reflecting that new identity. That's why 1 hour a day spent in alignment with the person you're becoming is so powerful. Every time you spend that hour taking action toward your goals, whether that's reading a book, getting some exercise, journaling, or taking a step in your business, you are reaffirming who you are. Every small decision, no matter how seemingly insignificant, is a vote for the person you're becoming. It's like building a muscle. At first, you won't see much difference, but over time, those small decisions start to add up, and suddenly, you're a different person. You've transformed. You've created a new identity for yourself. The small decisions you make daily are what determine your destiny. Now, I want you to think about this for a moment. The actions you take today will create the life you live tomorrow. And you don't have to take massive leaps to change your life. You simply need to start making small, consistent decisions that reflect the identity you want to adopt. If you want to be a person who is fit, then spend 1 hour a day doing something that supports that identity. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, then spend 1 hour a day working on your business, learning new skills, or connecting with your audience. Every action you take in that 1 hour a day is reinforcing the identity of the person who already has what you want. Your future self is being created in the decisions you make right now. I get it. It's easy to look at someone who's successful and think they just have some special talent, some magic that you don't have. But here's the truth. They don't have anything you don't. They've just made better decisions consistently. They've chosen to act in ways that reflect their future identity instead of staying stuck in the past version of themselves. They've shown up in the small moments, even when it felt hard, even when it didn't feel like it was paying off. And over time, those small decisions led to massive change. So ask yourself, what decisions are you making right now? Who are you choosing to be in this moment? Are you showing up as the person who is committed to your vision, or are you letting fear, doubt, and procrastination guide your choices? Because your identity is being shaped by the decisions you make today. It's in those small, seemingly insignificant moments that your future is created. Let's talk about one of the most powerful tools in your success journey, rituals. You see, most people wait for motivation to strike them like a bolt of lightning. They think they'll feel inspired and then they'll do the work. But the truth is, motivation isn't reliable. It comes and goes. The magic happens when you build rituals, consistent, repeatable actions that don't rely on how you feel in the moment. Rituals are the foundation of lasting success, and they'll make sure you show up for your life even on the days when motivation is nowhere to be found. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't about talent, it's about habit and consistency. Success isn't built on a single action. It's built on the things you do consistently, day in and day out. And the best way to ensure you stay on track is by turning your success into a ritual. Whether it's reading for 30 minutes every morning, meditating for 10 minutes before bed, or exercising before work, these rituals become the pillars that hold up your life's mission. They are the actions you take automatically without having to think about them. When you make something a ritual, it becomes part of who you are. You no longer have to force yourself to do it. It's simply part of your daily routine. You can imagine if you committed just 1 hour a day to something that truly mattered to you and made it a ritual. It could be working on your goals, improving your health, or investing in your relationships. In the beginning, it might take conscious effort, but after a while, it will become second nature. This is how unshakable success is built. One consistent ritual at a time. Now let's be real for a second. Creating new rituals can be hard. It's easy to slip into old habits, especially when life gets busy or when you face setbacks. But this is where you need to tap into discipline. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself to do something you hate. It's about creating an environment where success becomes inevitable. You can make your rituals so ingrained in your life that they don't require much thought or willpower. You set your life up for success in a way that almost makes it impossible to fail. But here's the secret. Rituals need to align with your vision. If you're not clear on who you're becoming, your rituals won't have the power they need. If you don't have a vision that excites you, that pulls you toward it, then the rituals won't stick. The key is to create rituals that fuel your growth, rituals that connect with the person you want to be. Your rituals must be designed to help you become the person who can achieve what you want. This is why rituals are so powerful. They keep you focused on your bigger picture. When you wake up in the morning, your rituals guide your actions. They get you into motion, and that momentum builds over time. What you do in those first few hours of the day, the decisions you make in those quiet moments, are often the most important. They set the tone for everything else. If you're starting your day with purpose, with intention, you'll be amazed at how quickly you can get to where you want to go. And here's what's even more exciting. When you build rituals that lead you to success, success will start to follow you. You won't be chasing it. It will come naturally because you've created an environment of consistency where every day is a step closer to where you want to be. It's like building momentum. At first, it feels slow, but once you've committed to these rituals, the growth becomes unstoppable. You'll look back one day and realize how much you've changed, how far you've come, and how much your life is transformed, all because of the small daily rituals you put into place. So let me ask you, what rituals are you committing to today? What actions will you make automatic in your life so that success becomes inevitable? Think about the person you want to be. What do they do every day? What do their rituals look like? Because that's who you're becoming. And if you commit to those rituals, you'll see the results without even trying.